I'm going out, I gotta go. I'll bang a rang on the radio. So turn it up, I'm telling you. I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello.
Hi, I'm Noelle, the host of Pop Punk and Pizza, and today I'm joined by Marina City. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for having me, Noel.
Yeah, of
Appreciate it.
course. So I know you've been on American Idol and The Voice. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I was
Yeah,
interested
happy to.
in like what your experience on that was like,
Yeah.
and like then how you met your band members.
Yeah. So, I've actually known the band members for a long time. Eric and I, he's the drummer of the band. He and I were in different projects together previously before Marina City started. I was doing like my
Okay.
own solo thing and he was doing that. And we've literally been playing with each other for the last uh, since 2010, 11. So
Okay.
however long that is, 15, yeah, 16 years.
Yeah.
And then Toter, he tried out for the band back in like 2014, and then officially joined the band in 2015, and he's been the ride or die since then. But American Idol and The Voice were really cool experiences, but really different. Oftentimes, I tell
Mm.
people that The Voice was like summer camp, where the American Idol experience was like boot camp.
Okay.
They're both difficult,
Yeah.
but The Voice, every episode that you see is like a month plus of recording. So there's just so much
Okay.
downtime and so much preparation for that episode.
Hmm.
Whereas, like American Idol, we would do 2 or 3 episodes in like a day, like
Okay.
ton of episodes in a day. And so you're just
Interesting.
like you may have gotten through a round that day and you
Yeah.
made like an episode and you're like, yeah, I did it. But then like later on in that day, you get kicked out because another round happens. And
Oh, yeah.
with like The Voice, if you made it to the next round, like you're on the show for another month and a half, 2 months,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not a lot of people in bands around here like have been in like shows like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. It wasn't anything that I was like really pursuing, to be honest.
Hmm.
I was courted off of Instagram on American Idol, and I thought that
Okay.
maybe it was spam or if it was like a joke
Yeah.
or something like that. And I actually didn't even respond to the guy for a while, and then he was like, "No, let's get on a Zoom." I was like, "If he
Oh,
wants to get on a Zoom, like I could actually find out if this guy's real." And then
yeah.
it kind of like one thing led to another, and then because I did the show American Idol, it led to me being able to do the voice. So it just like
Yeah.
all happened, and I think that's why it's so important to just like keep doing music, and it's so important to like just keep fighting the good fight because you never know when
Yeah.
that next thing's gonna happen. Like I never imagined any of those things happening, and
Right.
I'm happy I did.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Thanks.
So what are some bands that inspire your music?
Yeah, so I think if you would ask that question a couple years ago, it'd be probably different than what it is now.
Hmm.
But the one thing that we do really lean on a lot right now, our drummer Eric is really into Nine Inch Nails, and he really
Oh,
brings
cool.
a lot of the industrial, alternative like production that you hear in our music is a lot of
Yeah.
Eric's ideas. Um,
Okay.
Toter, the guitar player, is really into like Deftones and
Mm,
like a little Metallica in there,
nice.
and like Rage Against the Machines, Audio Slave kind of thing. And
Okay.
so using that guitar work in with that really fuses well. And then for me, like I'm the guy that really loves the well, I mean, I feel like it's blasphemy to be from Chicago and not love Fall Out Boy. Like that Fall Out Boy
Yeah.
is like one of my
They're like
big
a
ones.
staple.
Right, and not only just by like musically wise, but lyrically wise, I get inspired by
Hmm.
and melodically wise and what they do to push their genre a little further. And then I'm a big fan of the 1975 because of that,
Okay.
the same exact reasons. But I'm also a big fan of like a lot of singer-songwriter stuff.
Yeah.
Dermot Kennedy and Noah Kahn. Again, it's really because of the lyrics. So if you take lyrics from these singer-songwriters and you mash them with the guitar players of Deftones and Audio Slave
Yeah.
and you bring in the drummer production of Nine Inch Nails, somehow, some way you're gonna find Marina City.
Yeah, that's so cool because I wouldn't have expected those heavier influences in your music. I expected
Yeah,
like more alternative bands.
yeah, I would. That's why I was like, if you asked me that question like a little bit ago, you probably get a different answer. But I feel
Yeah.
like the stuff that we're kind of writing right now, and we're kind of uh, um, like exploring has been those have
Hmm.
been big ones for us. But
Yeah.
like if you would ask me a couple years ago, it'd probably been um like Walk the Moon was a big one, and like uh what Fall Out Boy, I guess Fall Out Boy was always
Yeah.
there. The Killers was a big one for us
Yeah,
too
I
though.
could see that too. Cool. And I saw you guys when you played at Cobra Lounge. It was an awesome set, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And I think I remember you saying you do the band full time, right?
I do music full time. So I
Okay.
do Marina City. That's my main project, and it's something that I take a lot of pride
Okay.
in work. But um, I also play a lot of weddings and corporate gigs and private parties, and I do songwriting for people. And I even for licensing stuff, I literally sing on tracks for people,
Okay.
make mixes for people for dances. So I'm
Nice.
lucky enough that somehow, some way, everything comes back. And you're actually in my studio right now. I got drums over there,
Cool.
I got guitars all over the place for literally everything. Keyboards here for anything and everything that needs music.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
that's awesome. And I saw your Instagram reel that was like when you only have 20 seconds to like change your guitar, the show goes on without you. It made me wonder what your most stressful moment has been like on stage, whether it was like a
Ooh,
technical issue or something like that.
wow, that's a great question. Uh, I would say the Marina City is really, we've been doing this quite a bit and together for a long time, that we've been able to um, get rid of all those little hiccups. And that's actually, that
Hmm.
video that you're talking about is really funny because Toter, our guitar player, successfully changes his guitar in within 20 seconds, and it like went viral. And like a lot of people are
Yeah.
like, "Get a guitar tech, get a $500 pedal, get a like," and it's like, dude, hold on, wait, he successfully did it. Like that's like
Yeah.
we we
Like he
like
can do
planned it
it.
that way. That's exactly why we like. He's showing like, hey, look at all this preparation. We
Yeah.
don't need to hire out different people and don't need to spend all this money on different
Yeah.
equipment. Um,
And that's good.
so yeah,
Like you don't want to
it's
have to spend money on that.
exactly. It's a weird thing that the internet just complains about whatever. But I would say that a long time ago, before Toto was even in the band, probably we had another guitar player that he didn't really know the music that well, and then he
Oh,
broke two strings, and then I think
yeah.
our other guitar player at the time at the same time broke a string, and then our
Oh
we were
no.
playing terribly, and like it was one of the most embarrassing like like everything was going wrong at the same time, like sound issues
Yeah.
were happening. We didn't really know the music that well. The crowd like absolutely knew something
Oh,
was wrong, and we were like really showing, and that's something that you don't want to do, and
yeah.
something that I've learned now as a musician, like so many years later, like if something's going wrong, like as the front man, cover that up. But it was just more like a deer in the headlights, like oh my god, and it just felt like everything was like crashing around us.
Yeah.
um and I guess how we've not done that is we've practiced a lot more since then, and
Yeah.
and and have actually rehearsed breaking down things, or if something goes wrong, what we do in that
Oh, that's
situation.
good. That's a
Yeah.
good idea, just so you like have a plan for if anything does go wrong.
There was
Um,
a time that we actually rehearsed setting up and breaking down so we can get it down into like 8 minutes. Like we're
oh,
goofy like that.
nice.
But yeah.
That's good. And you released a new EP about 3 months ago. What is your favorite song on that EP and why?
I think my favorite song on that EP. So the EP is called Reflections Volume 2,
Hmm.
and a it's it's a part 2 of another record called Reflections that we did a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
we're working on part 3, where all of them are going to come together as a full length record, and us and tell like the story of what we've been kind of writing these last few years. I think on Reflections Volume 2, my favorite song is A Loaded Guilt Complex. And a lot
Hmm.
of that is this record altogether is a really personal record, um, from my struggle with social media and the algorithm, to my struggle with um, raising a daughter in a landscape that is so heavily um, men, and wanting to I mean, I don't have to say this
Yeah.
out here, but yeah, like it's just like realizing, like I always knew that there were issues, but like now being like someone that's trying to protect that, and seeing
Yeah.
especially our political landscape, and then but A Loaded Gill Complex specifically was a song that was written in this really dark time for me. I at that show that you mentioned, I
Hmm.
mentioned that I lost my job. That
Hmm.
was something that I was expecting that I was going to retire in, and it just like completely fell out. And I wrote this song that was this response to the people that really accelerated that demise, and then also like wouldn't really help in that moment that you just feel like rock bottom, and it's just this
Hmm.
coming back of like, hey, I thought my life ended, but really it was a clean slate, and I'm happier now.
Yeah.
So I think that's
And
always a good story.
one of the things I was thinking about when you said that was it's kind of like when you only have one thing to focus on, like your dream, then it's like you have to like really lock in because it's the only thing that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like I feel like it kind of makes you work harder because you're
I
like,
I
okay,
I,
well, this is all I have now.
I definitely agree. I think that's a great point. 100%. I think you know, I, I think you can always make it's scary to make the jump. Like I'm always afraid of jumping in the pool before. I don't know if the cold
Yeah.
water, but every time I'm like I'm not the first one to jump in. But once I'm in there, then you can't get me out.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt in this situation. And I hope that
Yeah.
maybe it inspires others to like just do that jump. And someone said, "What happens if everything goes wrong? Like what happens if the dream doesn't happen?" And I go, "Well, I guess I'll just do what you're doing. I guess I'll just go do a job that
Yeah.
everyone else is doing." Like I,
Yeah. It's like, but
but
then at least you tried, like you
right, right,
attempted your dream,
right, exactly. I
and
guess I'll
then
just
you'll
do what the
know.
world does. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So everything works out
yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
And can you talk about the process of writing that EP Reflections Volume 2 and maybe some of the inspiration behind it?
yeah. I think that when we became a three-piece in 2023, we started having a lot of introspective conversations
Hmm.
um, amongst all of us, the three of us, and just like talked about like maybe where things could have been better, or what did we do wrong, or maybe I learned from this, or we were turning 30 at that time,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of introspective thinking when that happens too. Like, am I too old for different things? And
Yeah.
then I started becoming a dad, and then I got like a house owner, and then I lost my job. Like all these life things were happening
Yeah.
between Reflections 1 and Reflections 2, and what we're doing now, and it just felt natural to really talk about that and get that
Hmm.
off the chest. Our previous EP, The Simulation, was a record that was written during 2020, and it was really, we rewrote that on Zoom. We recorded that
Okay.
not in the same studio with each other because we were like literally in lockdown. And it
Hmm.
was about like this, like, external life, like what is happening in the world right now, stories
Hmm.
about what we're seeing right now. And that was great. And we really enjoyed writing that. But now this has been like this diary and really personal music to us
Yeah.
that feels liberating. And I
Hmm.
think been easier to write. Like it just feels like things are just flowing. Like when we get in a room together and we have a little conversation about what we're kind of going through and what we're kind of feeling and stuff like that, and then
Hmm.
someone just like, yeah, yeah, and then just start kind of playing around. Oh yeah, I really like that. Let me see if something sticks out. You remember we talked about losing the job, or remember we talked about how messed up it is this world is right now? Let's and being a father in it. Like let's talk about that. And
Hmm.
then just kind of like just because you start speaking your truth and what you know, it just makes
Yeah.
it easy. And so
Yeah.
and that's the reason why Reflections is like a reflection of us, kind of thing.
Yeah. For sure. That makes sense. So what has been your favorite song to play live?
Hmm. Favorite song to play live? I would say it's between. I'm gonna give you three songs. All right,
Okay.
so I'm breaking the rules here. Um,
That's all right.
One is "Better Weather Stripped," which is not on this EP. It's an older song that we kind of brought back and we just made it acoustic. I really love every time we do it live. We're a
Hmm.
band that is like Maximus, or whatever the word is, basically that we everything is big and is cinematic and just like
Yeah.
just hits and like stuff like that, and these big moments, dynamic, and then we're just like okay, we're going to strip it all the way back and we're going to take the air out of the room and just the three of us, acoustic, guitar, piano, and vocal with harmonies, are going to sing this heart-wrenching song. And then every time we do it, it's just like this such big juxtaposition that people are
Yeah,
just like they're right there with us, and I really
right.
enjoy that. I
Cool.
really love playing a Loaded Gill Complex that I mentioned.
Hmm.
That's been a lot of fun recently. Just to again, just to like kind of scream out the things I've been wanting to say. Um,
Hmm.
that's actually not one of the ones I was thinking about. I'm So Broke is one that I really
Oh
love
yeah,
playing live.
that's a good one.
Everyone's screaming and dancing back at us. And then
Hmm.
lastly, we end this show a lot is Tanzanite, and I just love the energy that typically people give. And
Hmm.
it's been a song with us the last 3 years that have been catching a lot of people's feelings. So I like it.
Awesome. And if you could do a collab with any band, big or small, who would it be? It could be
Ooh.
like a local band or just like
Mm,
one of your favorite bands.
yeah. A collab with any band, who would it be? Oh man, it's a good thing you're asking me because I'm different than literally what anyone else would say.
Yeah,
Again, so everyone's got a different kind of feel on stuff.
yeah, I'm
I
sure.
would think, thinking of us, um, I would want to do a collab with like another, like maybe like a female vocal.
Okay,
Um, and I think
that'd
that
be
would be a lot
cool.
of fun going back and forth. Obviously, the first ones that always come up is like the Haley Williams and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it'd be a little bit different. I mean, obviously, I mean, I would
Yeah,
dive
that's
into
like
the other
a
one, right? But
no-brainer.
I would actually say probably um, the new singer of Linkin Park. I feel like her
Okay.
vocals,
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her
Emily,
vocals.
is it Emily? Is that her name?
Emily Armstrong. Yeah.
Emily Armstrong, Emily Armstrong, and sing. Whoo, that'd be a lot of
Yeah.
fun going back
I
and
I
forth.
love the way she screams. I
Yeah,
think she's different than Chester, but at the same time, like she's good in her own way.
yeah,
And
a
like
hundred
I really
percent.
like her style of singing. So
I actually really like that record. I like
yeah.
Linkin Park. Actually, I would say there's been a lot of listening back to Linkin Park and some of the stuff that we've been kind of writing right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know a lot of people give a lot of hate for Linkin Park coming back with a new singer, and there's like, there's
Yeah.
something special about Chester. But I do also think that it's really important to keep his music and his art alive. And I think that Emily does it so well.
Yeah.
And if you take that out of it and you just like look at the band as is, as this
Hmm.
right here, and like in a vacuum, it's kind of hard to be like it's bad. I think it's great, and I think she does a great
Yeah.
job.
And I also think like the music, it does sound a lot like old Linkin Park. And I
Yeah.
can envision Chester singing it too.
Oh,
So
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
There was a Two Face that song, and
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
That's
it
one of
was
my
definitely
favorites.
yeah, same.
Yeah, that album is so good. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, so what has been your favorite venue to play at in Chicago?
I would say I would say my favorite venue to play in Chicago has probably been the we got we had we had I know that recently they've had a lot of controversy at a show at Chop Shop.
Oh,
I saw
did they
online
really?
there was something that was going on that like maybe the security wasn't really great or
Oh,
something. But my experience that I've had from it previously, before that, has been really awesome, and the staff has always been really nice to us and treated us really well and had great food that they fed us. And
okay.
and I could actually say the same thing for Reggie's.
Okay.
Those two have always been really, really kind and really. I mean, honestly, all the venues have been, but those two are
Yeah.
always stand out on how well they always took care of us.
Cool. Yeah, I like Reggie's too. That's a good
Yeah,
venue. And how is playing in Chicago different from playing in the other states that you've like played in?
yeah, that's an interesting question. If someone wasn't from Chicago,
Yeah.
because I do think that my answer would be different than maybe someone say they're from Iowa, Boston, and they played Chicago. Because the one thing that I The one thing I love about Chicago is that we have a lot of friends and family and people that have been with us for a very, very long time, that have supported us for a very, very long time, and
Hmm.
has been just diehards. I love that.
Yeah.
The 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 downside of that is that a lot of people sometimes can feel like when he says jump, when he says clap, he's not talking to me because I'm like part of the band. I'm like so
Yeah.
I'm just here. I'm just kind of drinking. I'm watching. I'm enjoying it, and
Right.
I'm supporting, and I'm gonna buy merch and everything else, and they love it. But maybe the energy sometimes that we see at like in like Appleton, Wisconsin, or like in Pittsburgh, or like Iowa, and places that maybe don't see us very often, and then we
Hmm.
get to be there, and then like, oh my God, they're playing! I can't wait! And they're just like every song we're playing, they're just jumping because they don't really know us. They're
Yeah.
just excited.
Hmm.
There's like a little bit of a different feel to it. So it's like a
Yeah.
home for sure with Chicago, but
Yeah.
there's also sometimes you get too comfortable at home where I'm like, guys, we can all
Right.
just like be cool or not be cool. We can actually not be cool and just like jump around and dance.
Yeah, I totally get that because it's kind of like the people who've like seen you a lot and maybe they're like not as excited as people who've never seen you before. So,
Yeah. Well, it's like kind of like, oh, that's my dude Ryan. Like we go way back. I'm here to I'm supporting him and
yeah.
I'm clapping and I'm cheering and I think it's so great. But like
Right.
I'm not gonna jump to the ceiling like that's like, but like someone that
Yeah.
just like looks at us as like this is my favorite band in the world. They're gonna it's just a different thing.
Yeah. Interesting. And your next show is at the Hobart Art Theater in Indiana, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So, to our viewers, go check them out in July if you're in Indiana.
Yeah.
Um, and
And we just
anything,
announced. We actually just. I guess that's what your question is. Yeah.
yeah,
We
anything
we we
else you want to
We
mention?
yeah, we just announced. If you live in Hobart, Indiana, we're playing our first time out there. We're really excited about it. It's going to be an incredible show on that, and just especially since it's like a first time going there, it's just there's an excitement in the air on that. And then we also just announced just today. We are opening up for Fluorescence and Wolf Road at Bottom Lounge,
Oh,
which we also
awesome.
really love playing on
Yeah.
August 29th. And those tickets
Oh,
have
cool.
already been on sale for a little bit, and I know they're pretty low. So I'm really excited that we jumped on and see where it goes.
Yeah, sweet. I love Wolf Road. They're cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, also since this is the Pop Pumpkin Pizza podcast, I wanted to ask what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh, good. Thank you. I get this every year on my birthday. It is by my favorite pizza company is called Vita Bella. Okay, and it's out here
Okay.
in the suburbs. Incredible pizza, and it I get the sausage giardiniera, Italian
Hmm.
sausage and giardiniera on that pizza. I get it every year for my birthday. It's the one thing that I want all the time. Thin crust. Like a lot of people are
Yeah, I
like,
love
yeah,
thin crust.
right, like the tavern style. Like everyone, if you're not from Chicago, if and you're listening to this, like we eat deep dish, but not like regularly. It's
Yeah.
it's just like a
It's every once in a
specialty
while.
occasion. Yeah,
Every once in a while.
right. It's like a specialty occasion kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
the tavern style thin crust little squares. That's where we eat on a steady diet of.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. That sounds good.
Thank,
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it and wishing you the best. I'm excited for everything that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.